The Monoprice Monolith MTM-100 speakers featured in today's review were provided on loan by Monoprice. This past month, I've gotten to experience a new level of desktop audio with the Monoprice Monolith MTM-100 speakers. These massive desktop speakers provide amazing audio for any use case and offer a ton of connectivity to match. Just to get it out in the open right away, I was blown away by the experience. While Monolith speakers are some of the best money can buy, with a steep price to match at $500, it has to be asked, is this a price you should pay for a dedicated Gaming 2.0 audio setup? The Monolith MTM-100 comes in a brown double box package that ensures they remain safe during shipping. Each speaker is nicely wrapped to prevent any accidental scratching. The wiring and remote along with a user manual is the last notable contents of the packaging. It is a minimalistic approach, but since the speakers aren't offered in a retail store environment, it gets the job done well enough. The Monolith moniker is certainly appropriate when talking about the MTM-100. They are massive, coming in at 6.3 by 14 by 7.9 inches per speaker. Not too big to fit on a desk, but certainly big enough that placement needs to be a consideration, especially if rocking a dual monitor setup. Unfortunately for me, that was the biggest hurdle when initially diving in with the MTM-100, and as such I had to place them under the desk. But what a beautiful set of speakers. Each corner is rounded, giving them a sense of elegance, especially when combined with the satin black finish. The lack of grills on each 4-inch cone looks fantastic, but it does come with the trade-off of potential damage if not cared for. This look is repeated for each 5.25-inch passive driver on each side of the unit. The tweeters, on the other hand, do feature a grill to better protect the 1.25-inch silk domes within. The overall build quality is extremely sturdy, and each speaker weighs about 7 pounds. A headphone jack and volume/input knob adorn the front of the left speaker, while the rear houses the various types of inputs, including USB-C, optical, and RCA. The right speaker connects to the left by way of a wire through the connection ports on the back. I would have liked to see a base stand on each speaker to really wrap up the whole package. Instead, a pair of rubberized feet are included for the end user to attach. The included remote isn't anything too special with its universal design. Seriously, it's essentially the same as the RetroTink 5X remote, but with a focused finish. It has a number of functions to choose from, but more on that in a bit. The Monolith MTM-100 has the following listed specs. With 100 watts of total power, the MTM-100 delivers exceptional audio as one would hope at this price point. Highs, mids, and lows get great representation, with each staying distinct. Even with no dedicated subwoofer, the MTM-100 is no slouch when delivering a punchy experience. If it doesn't live up to your standards though, a dedicated subwoofer can be attached to bump up the power. For my preferences, the MTM-100 does a fantastic job out of the box. The included remote provides some level of audio customization for changing up the default mixing. While I want this review to mainly focus on gaming aspects, it seems a disservice to the speakers to not touch on their performance for music and movies. Music listening is a true treat with the clarity the speakers provide. The default soundscape does a fantastic job of mixing every element of a song together. Whether bass or treble heavy, every song comes to life. Subtle audio cues buried in more traditional desktop speakers become more pronounced, further breathing life into my favorite music. Of course, if the default mixing isn't what you want, you can better adjust things with the remote, or the MTM-100 can be paired with mixing software to better tune them to your needs. In my use case, connecting them with RCA to the ePost GSX300 provided this functionality. Movies and TVs are more of a mixed bag when it comes to a 2.0 audio setup. With everything moving further into the realm of 5.1 and up audio mixing, 2.0 sets can feel a bit off at times. For older stereo mixed TV shows and movies, the MTM-100 provides another unrivaled audio experience for its price. Thankfully, even multi-channel audio comes across better than on most stereo setups, with audio mixing not sounding as harsh between action scenes and dialogue. The bass on hand once again shines more than I could have hoped for. While still not a match for a true 5.1 or higher audio setup, the MTM-100 does a commendable job here. But the time has come to discuss games, and again, there are no shortage of uses the MTM-100 can fulfill. Thanks to the included USB-C connection, pairing the speakers with a desktop or laptop is a breeze. They get picked up immediately in Windows 11, so compatibility should be no issue. Diving into a selection of titles both old and modern showcased why the MTM-100 is among the best desktop speakers money can buy. Every sound effect, environmental cue, and music shines through with a level of perfection you can only get out of higher grade equipment. But like with movies, there are limits to what the speakers can achieve with multi-channel specific titles. Thankfully, games still mostly include a stereo track even today, so the problem isn't as widespread as with movies. But for games that require good positional audio like Apex Legends or other BRs, the MTM-100 just isn't as ideal as having a true 5.1 or higher setup. Even a decent set of headphones will provide better positional cues, even if the rest of the soundscape has to suffer as a result. But outside these specific titles, there is nothing to do but love the audio as it is presented to you. With the included RCA and optical ports, I thought it would be fun to pair the MTM-100 with a number of older consoles to see how they fared, seeing as they are from an era when stereo was king. Starting with the Nintendo GameCube. Hooking it up to the MTM-100 is a breeze using the system's original composite cables. The results truly speak for themselves, as I have never heard a GameCube sound this good in my life. For a bit of a laugh, I hooked up a Game Boy Advance, but once you hear Castlevania music on these speakers, it's hard to go back to the mono output the system is built with. Now, that optical port pairs extremely well with the PS2 and OG Xbox to deliver some clean digital audio. Again, the results speak for themselves. While both of these systems did have fantastic multi-channel support for the time, they can still deliver a stereo channel experience well suited for the MTM-100. But even going back as far as the Super Nintendo and Model 2 Genesis provided nothing but clean audio with a fantastic punch. Even mono audio sources can work well with the speakers, but it is a bit less exciting overall. One method of connectivity I have yet to touch on is Bluetooth. With its built-in Bluetooth radio, the MTM-100 can be wirelessly paired with phones, computers, or even a Switch in handheld mode. A number of codecs are supported as listed earlier, so compatibility should be high. Latency has been unnoticeable to me during Bluetooth operation, and the sound quality doesn't appear to take any hits, making it an ideal way to operate the speakers from a shelf if desired. Quite an upgrade over any device's built-in speakers, that's for sure. Thankfully, the remote makes accessing all the input options a breeze, but even if you use the knob, it proves little trouble. For a $500 set of speakers, the MTM-100 delivers on every aspect of its design, premium sound for the desktop. That isn't to say they are perfect, however. The lack of a base for them to be placed on feels like an oversight at this price point, with the included feet feeling like a cheap substitution. Even a dedicated stand, as many are sure to use, don't truly overcome this, as the feet still need to be used to prevent excessive vibrations at higher volumes. The speakers themselves are exceptional dust and fingerprint magnets, so if you pride yourself on clean electronics, be prepared to clean them often. And no, wait, that's all I could really find to complain about after a month of use. They really do just work and sound amazing in the process for almost everything. The Monolith MTM-100 speakers provide some of the best sounding audio for their price point and come in just a step below true audiophile grade equipment. Obviously, the $500 asking price takes the Monolith MTM-100 out of the impulse buy category. As such, picking them up needs to be considered carefully, as a decent multi-channel audio setup could be had for a similar price. The number of inputs is excellent and allows for any number of devices, old and new, to be utilized. The default mixing is superb and can be adjusted to better suit personal preferences. While less ideal for multi-channel and positional audio purposes, the MTM-100 handles the discrepancy in speaker count better than many other 2.0 sets. The ability to add an external subwoofer is yet another fantastic touch. The large size and beautiful build further adds to the premium experience the MTM-100 has to offer. With the price and space considerations, only you could decide if it's the right setup for you, but users who take the plunge will find utilizing them for music, movies, or games an enjoyable experience. And that was the Monoprice Monolith MTM-100 desktop speakers, a truly phenomenal sounding set, and with a price to match it, nearly $500. But thank you again to Monoprice for sending these out on loan, for let me try them out. Again, fantastic set of speakers. But at that price, it is worth considering whether or not your needs are going to be suited by a 2.0 audio system, or if you should spring a little bit more for a more decent 5.1 setup. But again, if you decide to jump in with these ones, you are in for a truly fantastic experience. And yeah, I really can't say enough good things about it. Like, it just sounds phenomenal. It can hook up to so many different devices, and again, it just sounds phenomenal, and they're big, and it's cool. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and call that video here. Thank you so much as always for tuning in and checking out today's review. It means the world to me that you spend even a minute at a time watching this channel and supporting it. But here at the end, I do have a couple of big favors to ask. If you haven't done so already, please be sure to hit that thumbs up, thumbs down, depending on how much you like today's video, as well as that sub button and notification bell so you can see when new videos go live on the channel. Loads of content always coming your way, and I'd love to have each and every one of you along for the ride. Now, for anyone interested in further helping support the channel and helping us keep it going, you can check out that join button here on YouTube or the Patreon link in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. Little goes a long way to keeping this place up and running and bringing all of this content directly to you. Big shout out to all of our current backers. Thank you so much for believing what we do here and helping us keep it going for so long. You are always the truest of champs, so just big thank you once again. But until next time, my wonderful internet peeps, you all stay awesome, keep on gaming, and we'll see you back next video.